Have you ever loved someone or something so much that you just do about anything for them? I have, because love is strong. Connection is strong. And in today's world, it's disappearing at an alarming rate. Why ask your mom for help when you can ask ChatGPT? Why meet a friend when you can send them a reel? Why fix something when you can just buy a new one? We don't repair things anymore, we replace them. We don't spend time anymore, we scroll. And everything starts to feel a bit fake, a bit artificial. Now, I know this isn't a new idea and I'm not the first YouTuber to talk about it and I won't be the last. So let's assume something. You didn't click on this video for facts or figures. You clicked because you're looking for something real, something slower, something with weight. You clicked because you love cars. Almost 4 years ago now, I bought my first car. I worked miserable grocery store jobs for months and eventually bought my brother's Fiat Punto. And I was convinced that this thing would define my 20s, my freedom, my personality, my entire automotive journey. Naturally, I slapped a Nürburgring sticker on it and debadged it and had an instant race car. There was, however, just one small problem. I didn't have a license, only a learner's permit, which meant I wasn't even allowed to drive the thing alone. So instead, I sat in it. I played pretend, imagined road trips, late night drives somewhere far away, and then someone crashed into it. No note, no number, no apology, just a big middle finger to a 17-year-old's first car. I sold it almost immediately, not only because I needed the money, but also because I couldn't stand the carelessness.
I know what's wrong with it. We got no gas.
Fast forward to February 2024, and this arrived. A 1990 Mercedes-Benz W124 200e. When I was 12 years old, I had dream cars. Ferraris, Porsches, and strangely a W124. Yes, a 500e, not this. But at 19, going on 20, this was close enough. And honestly, it still is. I get to drive my dream car at 21. And when I'm driving, that makes me feel like the luckiest man in the world. This car has been brilliant and awful, sometimes on the same day. But like a proper old friend, it always brings you back, no matter how much time passes. Car people will tell you old cars are alive, and that sounds ridiculous until you drive one. Modern cars are clever, obedient, helpful. They beep, they flash, they correct you. They're like a personal assistant that never shuts up. Comforting, yes, but numbing. A bit like letting AI do all your thinking. This thing though, it argues. The steering talks back, the throttle has opinions, the clutch demands respect. You're not being transported, you're negotiating. A bit of rust, a few rattles, that's not neglect, that's character. You don't fall in love with perfection, you fall in love with personality. And then something strange happens. Life slows down, you stop rushing, you start noticing things. Things you would only notice while fixing your car late at night. Laying on the floor, hands soaked in oil, radio off. I mean, finally finding back my hose clamps on my skid plate was freaking hilarious to me. How's that for a fucking dopamine detox? You start fixing things yourself. yourself, you swear, you bleed, you question your life choices. But you keep going, because this thing has given you so much joy. I remember I started doing this out of necessity. I couldn't afford mechanics or a shiny new beeping, overcorrecting car. And I still can't. But now, I've come to absolutely love working on this car. That doesn't mean I don't lose my cool or don't get stuck. I mean, I had a stuck oil filter and I wrestled the thing for like hours on end, and my hands were just, again, soaked in old oil and blood. But anyways, shout out to this great oil filter wrench, which was the only one with enough grip to actually remove it. I also couldn't get the belt tensioner out without hammering on wrenches and sockets and soaking it in oil and blasting it with a torch. Editing made it seem easy. But when you're not completely stuck, just working, following a manual, finishing some stuff, well, it's one of the best feelings ever to me. I indulge in it. It keeps my mind off of other things. Things I don't really want to think about. And the funny part, maintenance isn't romantic. It doesn't add horsepower, it doesn't make headlines, it just makes the car smoother, quieter, better. And it lasts. Social media loves the idea of the unreliable shitbox. A €300 Fiesta, rust everywhere, oil leaking out of it like you're behind leaks after eating too much spicy curry. And it's funny, I get it, but that's not the point. The point is balance. Find something solid and cost effective. An old Volvo, an old Mercedes, 80s, 90s, in good condition. And suddenly, you get both worlds. You're not a white-collar drone in a leased appliance, and you're not abusing a tired old wreck either. You get freedom and reliability. There's a reason why these cars are going up in price. And doing that in a 36-year-old boat, that feels like a massive middle finger to modern standards. And it feels fantastic. Until the inspection. MOT, TÜV, DV, pick your poison. They fill you on Christmas for a microscopic amount of play in a ball joint, no parts, no mechanics, 2-week deadlines in a country where nothing happens in under a month. Headlights off by a millimeter? Fail. They'll pry a rubber apart with crowbar, redline diesels until they cry, scratch your wheels while watching football on their phones. They do not care. Getting a car through inspection in Belgium is incredibly frustrating. Over 20% of cars fail every year. The deadlines are unreal, often just 2 weeks, sometimes no grace period at all, and they fail cars with almost no room for interpretation. And on top of that, any non-OEM modification, even clearer safety upgrades like better brakes, can and will get you failed. Road safety matters, but the system feels more punitive than practical. Right now, it's basically homologation hell. Again, they really do not care for us. But you don't have to care either. You fix it or get it fixed depending on the financial situation and timing. This because I'd rather eat a bag of lukewarm dog stool than see this thing go. Anyways, you enjoy the fresh suspension or whatever it was they failed you for and carry on, giving them the middle finger, year after year after year. This car can be misery and it can be joy, often both, but it's real. And in a world that feels increasingly artificial, that might be the most valuable thing of all. I took this thing to its place of birth, Stuttgart. Got there early and parked it right in front of the Mercedes Museum, then drove it back the 800 kilometers. Not racing, just enjoying the ride, often at a comfortable 140, 150 kilometers an hour at like 3.5k to 4k RPM on the German Autobahn. But the thing is, I also drove it to the dentist, I drove it to the shop, I drove it to the family function, I drove it for no reason whatsoever. And no matter where you go in the world, there's people that do the exact same thing. They live and breathe cars. No matter what kind, how fast, how old, how expensive, or the number on the odometer. We are a tight community without even knowing each other. And that's beautiful. Have a great year and go enjoy those classics. Heck, just daily driving.